Hey guys, I'm Adrian, and today I'm going to show you how to create a partition on Windows 11. If you want to create a new partition on Windows 11, you can do it simply by right-clicking on this PC icon and then select Manage. The computer management window will open, then under Storage, select Disk Management. It usually takes some time before the Windows populates. Then here, you can select the partition you want to affect. There's also another way to reach the same window. Just go to Start and here type Partition. Then click on Create and Format Hard Disk. And there you have it, the Disk Management window. On this machine I have only a partition and I want to create another one for work-related stuff. This is a 453 GB partition with about 309 GB of free space. And from this free space, I want to create a new partition of about 200 GB. So let's do it. Here's my C partition. And the first thing that I need to do in my case is to shrink the partition C so that I can have space for my second partition. To do that, I just need to right-click and select Shrink Volume. Here at the top we have the total size of the partition in megabytes, but we have a little problem. While I can see that I have about 309 GB of free space, here it is mentioned that the size of available shrinking space is only of about 1.5 GB. If this is not your case and you can actually see the free space, you can skip this part and go to the partition creation part. However, if this is also your case, we need to take some extra steps before actually creating a new partition. Usually this happens as there are different unmovable files that don't let us to create the partition we want, even if we have lots of free space, like in this case. And here is some more information on this. Before we move on, I would highly recommend you to note every change you make, so that you can set it as it was before after you will create your partition. So the first thing you can try is to go to Start, then here type System Properties Protection.exe. Then go to Advanced, Startup and Recovery, and under Write Debugging Information, select None. So let's try it again. And you can see that this time we have more free space available, but I still don't have the entire space available from my partition. So that means that there are other files that don't let me shrink this partition as I want to. So let's go again and start the System Properties Protection.exe. Select Advanced, Performance Settings, Advanced again, and then under Virtual Memory select Change. By default, this automatically managing paging file size for all drives option should be checked. So you'll need to uncheck it and then select No Paging File and then Set. Then we're informed we'll need to restart the machine before the changes will be applied. So I'm gonna do just that. After the reboot, it's time to check if what we did so far had any effect. Here's my partition I want to shrink, so right-click, Shrink Volume, and we are successful. This time we can actually see all the available free space. So if it also worked for you, here's the window where you should enter the size of the new partition you want to create. Basically, we'll shrink the original partition by the amount of the space we'll use for the new partition. As I mentioned, I want to create a 200 GB partition, so I'll put here 200,000 megabytes, which equals to 200 GB. And here you can see the new size of the original partition we'll have after the shrinking process. After you're happy with your partition size choice, click on Shrink. There you go, we have the new partition for the C partition and some unallocated space. And if we check this PC, we can see that the C partition has a smaller size, while we cannot see the unallocated space. And that is because there's another step we need to take care of. In short, we need to create a new partition from the unallocated space. To do that, right-click on the unallocated and select New Simple Volume. Click Next. And here's the size of our new partition that we're about to create. Click Next again, then assign a different letter if you want. In my case, I'll leave it as it is. Next, we'll have to format the new partition. I usually format Windows partitions in the NTFS file system. Then here, you can name your new partition. Then click Next and Finish. Click Format Disk, write the volume label and hit Start. And there you go, the new D partition. So this is how you can create a new partition on Windows 11. If you're lucky, you may skip a lot of steps that I presented you in this video. However, you may also encounter different problems on different Windows 11 machines. If you tried the steps I showed you in this video and you still don't have access to all the available free space for your new partitions, you can try some of these options that helped me in the past. First, you can try disabling the Windows hibernation option by running the command prompt or CMD as administrator. Just right-click on the CMD and choose Run as administrator. Then type this command, which should disable the hibernation. Another thing you can try is to go to System Properties window, and here you can try disabling the system protection. Of course, don't forget to restore the default settings after you finished creating your partition. So, this is it for this video. I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, hit the subscribe button for more upcoming videos on coding and other fun computer stuff. Until next time, stay cool and code awesomeness.